today we are going to continue working on the 1941 Ford pickup restoration, rust repair. I started yesterday, well, started but continued on what someone was already doing. So we have a few more places. But they already see it, so that sucks. So today we'll be rebuilding the bottom part of the cab. Almost done. And we'll do as much as we can today. Let's see if we can finish by next weekend. Alright, so using that gimbal sucks because of the face tracking. Ah, turn that off. Forget about it. Alright, so that's where we are. Try and get you a better view right there. Alright, where did I leave off? Right. I already cut my piece of metal. So alright, hold on. Let me get my safety goggles. But so this is what we're going to be using to replace the rolled out piece of rocker panel. All right, so I'm back. So currently, Alright, that's much better. So yeah, so currently my autodactyl welding helmet uses two TR1025 batteries. And I've not been welding for a while, a couple of weeks. I only weld in the body shop, off and on. So I think the batteries died out. Yesterday, I tried using it, but the batteries were dead. Today, I drove around looking for batteries at Home Depot, Schnucks, and Walmart. And I could find everything else but the CR1025. Eventually, I had to just place an order on Amazon, so hopefully I'll get it tomorrow and have them replaced and everything should be okay. So today, I will be tacking up these patches without my welding helmet, which is kind of breaking some of one of the safety protocols, but there are different techniques you can use, and I will be showing you one or two of these techniques. All right. So this is the piece we're gonna be using to replace the rolled out piece. Basically, we're gonna be using this piece to make that part. And if anyone is curious, no, we do not have all the fancy funnel bending, shrinking, expanding tools and equipment. Here, this is a structural welding fabrication shop, not a restoration shop. So, that being said, I will have to do this the old school way with a hammer, a dolly, a chisel, and a straight edge. Alright, let's relocate. So yes, this is the truck we're working on today. Jonas, let's see what part is. Oh yeah. Wait till you see what can be done with a hammer and a chisel. Yeah, lucky I learned doing all that on the island where we had no equipment and tools, just hammers and chisels. But here we have all the fancy stuff. Only thing is, it's a fabrication shop here, not really automotive repair shop. What of this? You know, one of the most difficult things about going live and working at the same time. I'm not really a content creator, so what I do is not really creating content. It's my job, so I kind of get it done as quickly as possible. But I'll share as much information as possible while I go along. Back on the island, I have sheet metal benders and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be much easier for me to create that part. But yeah. Alright, let's figure this out. One, two, three. Okay. This one first. That's one bend. Um, yeah. So we have one bend, right? So I made some marks on the inside for the other bend. Second bend. I sit up. Hope I have it the right way. Ah man. I think I bent it the wrong side. Rotted. Shit man. Yeah, I bent it the wrong side. Ah, it blood clots. Alright, we have to go again. Oh, my bad. What you could have seen. Alright, let's go again. Down, up, down. Yes. Alright. One bend. Okay. Think about this, every time you bend the metal, it actually gets harder. More difficult to bend and more difficult to correct your mistakes. Alright, I'm roasting here. Let me put a fan on. Alright, hold on here. Alright. If you had a sheet metal bender, I mean, we've been done already. We get much nicer, neater, sweeter bends than that. But like I said, this is a structural fabrication shop, not auto body repairs. The 1941 Ford pickup belongs to the owner of this shop. All right, nice. So one more bend. Check our marks. Right, one more bend, and then we're good to go. Yep. All right, so that bend a little too long. I have to shorten it a bit. The bottom part is okay. Tighten it a little bit. But the top there. Right. This one here. A little better. We just want it 90 degrees. Alright, so that's how we use the chisel now. Not too shabby, huh? Oh yeah. Right, that's all. Alright. Alright, let me some adjustments on the panel. Alright, so off we go. We'll test fit it on and let's see what it looks like. Yeah, the chisel has its place. All right. What we see there? Perfect. I saw something else. Let me get my marker. There is a seam. Yeah, that holds too. So there's a seam coming here, right? It has to continue on the piece. And also, I think there's an edge here that's a bit too long. I don't know if you can see it here. It's a bit too long. But it's gonna be great. Yeah. So we're gonna chase the seam with the chisel, and then we're gonna start installing it. So I learned that technique from an old carpenter. They would hold a pen and use their finger as a guide, right? And just travel along the edge with it. That marker sucks. The point's not long enough. Stupid gloves. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this. There you go. Yep. That looks about right, right? Alright. So we're gonna chase that seam. Where's my other chisel? Back to the workbench we go. Yeah, there'll be a lot of back and forth. I could have sworn I bought the chisel at the end. There it is. Alright. Need a block of wood. I remember when I was a kid, 10, 11, 12, I would see the body men back in the days chasing seams on tunnels that way. I guess all the fancy tools in the modern tunnel creation shops. That's kind of what they would have done, right? Simple Hammer chisel. Let's head back down there again. Just imagine the amount of steps I take in a day. like 18,000. All right, let's see how it fits now. Yeah, man, perfect. It's a little too much. That's spot welds, yeah. All right, there you go. Nice. So what I'm seeing, let's see what happened. Yeah, trim that there. Yeah. Yeah, trim that there. Tap that back inside. Interesting. So that way we have a nice boom. Trim. And I'm not sure if the bottom part here was actually open, you know. I'm not sure. We'll check to see. Um, all right, so the bottom part here is actually closed off, but it was off that panel that was corroded away. So we will just have to weld a small piece in afterwards. All right, so let's get this trimmed out, and so now you get a better view. I'm gonna use a snip for that. So, fun fact, right? Oh yeah, making the seam, that's an old school method. I mean, it's the same concept with the modern equipment in the shop now. Fun fact, right? That's my very first time working on an American vehicle, restoring an American vehicle. My whole life I've been doing it on Japanese vehicles. The metal's much thinner, which makes it much more difficult to MIG weld. But that's what I learned on. Since when I was 13, 14, I started doing rust repairs. And I used oxy-fuel welding for it. Ah, sorry. Yeah. So the God, it's a whole different thing staying within the frame. All right. Hopefully I'm in the frame now. Yes. So American vehicles, the metal much thicker, easier to weld, more difficult to cut it for snips though. So normally I use the snips for small amounts of cutting, and I'll use the grinder for larger or longer lengths of cutting. Boom. Right. That Oh yeah, back in the days, a piece of I-beam was our anvil for forming parts. Yeah, man. Looks about right. Maybe I made it a little too short though. Let's bring it down there, like you just Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? I should have brought my spoon, you know. There you go. Okay, so we're gonna go out. We're gonna start tacking it in place now, so we can finalize it. Oh yeah, but you see, they don't really use oxy-fuel welding in auto body repairs anymore because the amount of heat, it burns out the electroplating they have on the metal to prevent it from corroding. So most times when guys do repairs with oxy-fuel welding, it starts to corrode on the inside because back in the days they didn't really have anything to treat it on the inside, or at least on the island, right? Here in the US, you can buy cavity wax and spray that on the inside, so it should be okay. But it's still not recommended, I guess. All right. So the welding. Um, Gotta reposition up out of my way. And don't worry, I don't think it's possible to get a flash on like through the camera watching a video. Well, yeah, the thicker metal more difficult to shape, but I find that metal is nice and malleable, I must say. Ah, hold on. You have to drill some holes for the plug welds. All right, so we need 3 holes for the plug welds. And one goes here. One. Two. So now to remove the cameraman and the technician. All right, so that's 3. All right, so that way we can do plug welds through the holes. that area, right? All right, so I'm gonna relocate the camera to that side. Right there. How's that view? Right, nice. See that area here? I cut the patch a little too short. Most times I try to cut the patches a little longer or bigger, then I can just trim it off. But this time I followed the line. So I'm gonna bring it down a bit so I have a gap just to share the space, and I'll just fill in the gap. Watch your eyes. Yeah. I will lays off. Hold on. All right. You're gonna be spraying cavity wax on the inside, so everything will be okay. I know some guys normally use well-proof primer, but well-proof primer doesn't protect against rust. It's for spot welding. I'm actually using flux core, so I was given. I have no idea where the guard is. I'll just make do with what I got. All right, got tacked. That piece there, you see the mark on it, right? So we're gonna trim that. We're gonna trim that off. Our sleeves line up nice. I think I saw once on a video some guy was saying using flux core for sheet metal. I guess it was almost impossible, like it was too hot or something. Nah, it's all about the technique. All right. Like that. My grinder. So yeah, I was saying earlier on that my the batteries for my auto darkening helmet died. So I welded without it yesterday. I could feel my face feeling sensitive, so most likely as my skin got burned from the UV. So I'm not gonna do that today. I ordered batteries. I should get them tomorrow, and I might be back during the week or on the weekend to weld up everything. So today I'm just gonna fabricate all the pieces, and tack them in place, and I guess during the week or tomorrow I'm gonna come in. Oh, sorry, the weekend. I'm gonna come in and weld it up. Alright, so we're just gonna grind down all the excess material till we have one. Yep, I think that's it. The shape is consistent. Since they gotta put mud on it, I'll just tap it down a little bit. Most people will vertical down on sheet metal, but I rather go up to make sure I get full penetration. Nice. That is it. Let's have a closer look. Oh yeah. Right, so I can stop now. I'll do the bottom piece. So I can already see how it is because the other side is also corroded. So I'll have to just figure something out. Should I really block it off or leave it open? Should I block it off or leave it open? I'll block it off a little bit, partially. I'll block it off partially. But yeah, that gap is not too large to weld. And I'm actually welding without my shield. The technique is closing your eyes just before you press your trigger. Also, you know how when you MIG welding, there's a recommended wire stick out, because to get the right voltage or amperage, you have to use the recommended wire stick out, which means if your stick out is much further then you have more resistance in the wire. The wire melts before the heat actually gets transferred to the metal. Now, I'm using the reverse. Instead of using the correct stick out, I'm using a longer stick out. So I'm basically depositing molten wire or semi-molten wire onto the thin metal. So then it doesn't just burn through. So I can actually control the heat by controlling my stick out. Right now, obviously, I cannot do a 2-inch stick out. Right? That's what happens with a 2-inch stick out. But I can almost do like maybe a 1-inch stick out. The I think your recommended stick out, if I remember the rule of thumb, I think half a diameter of your shroud, your cup, yeah, half the diameter of your cup, I think is the recommended stick out. Anybody, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. If I remember correctly, yeah, but I still I don't really weld according to all the rules. I weld according to what I get, like what's happening, right? So if I want more heat, I know what to do. If I want less heat, I know what to do. I know what to expect when I weld also. And if anyone is wondering, yes, I can do all types of welding. And yes, I'm certified in a few of them. In my days, we had no YouTube, no TikTok, no Roblox, none of that kind of stuff. Right? So that was what we did for fun, learning how to work. Especially being from the island. So yes, I have over 20 years of experience also. All right, so that's as far as I'm gonna get that side today, or no? The bottom piece. Now my phone doesn't have a screen protector, so I'm busy roasting my screen. All right, so we're gonna just block up that hole. Sorry, Mark. That's my steel piece. Yeah, oh man, it's look at that too short. Did I really? Right, let's just gonna block it up partially. So I'll leave enough space for dirt and debris to come out with water. But I think if I block it off completely, we'll get too much buildup of dirt and debris inside of there. The salt from the snow on the salt the roads, all that kind of stuff. Leaves. Alright, so we're gonna put that right here. Nice. Yep. but we're not gonna weld it. We're gonna weld it with solid wire. All right. By the way, I'm using this 140 MP power MIG. As you can see, that's MIG and flux core, TIG, and stick. Lincoln Electric. Using flux core, self-shielding flux core, so we're not using any CO2 or argon. All right, so that's that. So tomorrow during the week, we're gonna weld all that up. Weld all these up, grind it down nice. The inside also, underneath, and it's gonna look pretty. All right, so next side. You know what? Yeah, next side. Even the front, right? I'm supposed to rebuild this also. The client decided he wants to get rid of these holes, right? So my plan is to rebuild basically the whole, maybe that whole piece. Cut it off here. Cut it off here. Fabricate the new piece and put it on. He's gonna cut off all these grills. Cut off all these grills, and he's gonna put a mesh inside of there. Let's see what the inside looks like. I mean, not bad. There's some corrosion here. I might cut off the whole piece, or just cut off the corroded area and condemn that hole. Same thing for here, condemn the two holes. But then we have some, like the material here is fining due to corrosion, although that has been sandblasted and epoxy primed. So I don't know, I'll think about it. Again, not having my tools or the right tools, that's the issue. Then we have the hood. Somebody started working on it, not me. That's what they did so far. So yeah, I'm gonna take care of that piece also. All right. See what happened here, right? Whoever repaired that door did not repair it properly, so that's why you have that big gap between the apron and the door. Alright, so same thing, same repair here. Cut off the corroded area and replace it the inside and the outside. Let me get that off that stand. Stand is a tie up. Somebody did some work here. I guess they probably just started, never finished. I'm not sure if they intend to leave all these things unwelded. Like all here unwelded, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't. So yeah, someone repaired the door, changed the inner panel and the outer panel. But I don't think they aligned it properly, especially here. And that's why the bottom part of the door does not line up. Does not line up with the fender. Right? Here also you can see the same thing going on here. That door, that's the one I did. And I made sure I tried the door on the vehicle and made sure everything lined up properly. Even the hinges, I took the hinges out. The inside, the inner reinforcement was corroded. I rebuilt it yesterday, and then I reinstalled the hinge. But to reinstall the hinge, I actually put the door on the vehicle to make sure it lined up properly. Right? Make sure the shape continuous, so the door sits nice and flush. But that one doesn't. I'm not sure if I want to tamper with it. I probably should. The main reason being that I think the same thing happened here. If you can see, the hinge area has a lot of cracks because the inner reinforcement is corroded, but he did not rebuild it. Right? So yeah, I might have to go in there and rebuild it myself. Maybe even cut, maybe section out piece, right? Do the surgery and then put it back together. Maybe I'll think about it. I mean, I'm not getting paid to repair anybody's work, that's for sure. But I'll consider it. All right, so we're doing this side. The lighting on that side is poor. Let me see if I can find a light. They should have some emergency lights somewhere around here. A shop is a pretty cool shop. We have bandsaws, iron workers, MIG welders, a bunch of them, Miller, welder generator, plasma cutters. We have at least 4 plasma cutters, 1 Lincoln TIG welder, 2 forklifts, 2 bandsaws, 1 CNC plasma table, barbecue grill. All right, the light. Where's the light? Where is? I could have sworn there was a light here. It's a matter of finding it, right? That's where they normally put things. Ah, there it is. I think I was actually looking for a yellow light. I'm not sure why. Yeah, but it's actually red. All right, good. So that means we're gonna get some good lighting at the back. When I CNC table 10 by 5, stack of sheet material, work tables, fixture tables, whatever you want to call it. All right, hold on. Put that phone back in the holder. Yeah, man, Jonas. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Alright, so basically we have our pattern. just going to use the same pattern. Get these two. Just double check it, right? But nice. So, right there. You use the same pattern, and that one has some pin holes on the way at the top. Curl up around here. Off we go. All right. Get my marker. I've been moving slow. Let's see how we go now. Get this without wasting too much material. I think here. Alright, we did it. Alright, so one more button. Gonna cut this and the way I'm going, I think I should be done with that rust restoration by next weekend. Good. Walk with me. Walk with me. Walk with me. I say yesterday I searched high and low to find somewhere I could use to bend. Alright, so the patch is going this way and that's going outwards. So we're gonna bend down. Go all the way in, right back. Bend down. Again. That looks about right. Alright, so now we have to use the hammer. Manipulate it into shape where we want and how we want. Walk with me. Alright, so the position of the light suck. That's for sure. I can change it. Much better. Alright, so that's much better, right? All right. So we go something like that. All right. Let us make some adjustments. That line is right. That over here. Trim that off. Some soup right here. That's better. Whew. All right. Hold that. Put that right here. Put that first. along. Um, let's see. Right. What time is it? I said only got 4. I think 4 or 5, right? Oh, 4 o'clock. Alright, let's do one more hour and we're gonna head out. So hopefully within an hour I'll get that piece removed and next weekend I will finalize and possibly weld it up. Tap it down a little bit. A little bit of hair. Shouldn't. There you go. Just tighten that one. Perfect. Oi, Mimi, come. You see? Good one, man. Pass out. Still have some sport wells. Go back a little bit. Yeah, now I'm back. My sons are here with me. And by all means, they want money to go to the store. Luckily, I have some cash in my wallet. Lucky, lucky. Alright, so taking a view. Alright, so we're drilling out the sport wells, but the beat kind of feels like it's dead. So I'm gonna go sharpen it on the bench grinder. I hope it's actually connected. Yes, it is. Alright, nice. So next time I come around, I'll come in for a new set of bits, drill bits. That's putting a mess. Really? Unbelievable. There's the tool. There it is. So this tool is used to level out the face of your stone. Sometimes some people only use one spot so it digs into the stone. So use this tool, go across the face, and it levels out the face of the stone, as you can see. All right, back to the cab we go. I think we have like 45 more minutes before I head out of here. Um, yeah, it should be done by next weekend. All goes as planned. All right, so let's see. Let's see if I actually sharpen that drill bit properly. This is all the skills I think I actually have. Oh yes. Like the person was just playing around this one, nothing better to do. I have some sunglasses. Let me try them on this. Yep, much better. Much better. back. Right, let's get this out of the way. What time is it? 4:42. With my heater blockers. It's my heater blockers. Oi! Yo! Some more smoke wells. There are some tacks on the inside. So we'll just go in there and try it out. Ah, there you have it. Yeah, so that's good. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, some spotters, maybe. Wow, wow, just let me come to So we have these two pieces to fabricate. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our channel where we make it happen. Make it happen. All right. My question is this piece long enough? Alright, so I measured it and I got 11 inches. Wow, a little short. Alright, then come on here. Okay. Alright, so we'll take it here. Very good. Get back here. Now see the edge. There you go. That's one. Also, we have a stiffening pattern on the inside here, so we have to get that also here to here, back here. Right. So that area here. That's one. Alright, so the other one, we're going to take the other one right there. That's our bottom. Now we'll power line down the seam. Go here. Right? Right. something else. I would want to. What? Hold here. Fold it down. Keep it simple. One part. Alright, so we have all three pieces now. We're gonna form these last two pieces. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna head home. Hey, 5 o'clock. I shall head home and I will form these pieces tomorrow. All right, it's 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna wrap up now. I can keep going, but work never ends. Work has been around since when I was a kid. So my deadline on that project is September 1st. I'll be done with it by next weekend. So I form these two pieces. I already formed the foot piece. I'll put it together and then weld it up. I will get the batteries for my welding helmet tomorrow. If I decide to come on the evening for the week, then I can just assemble it and weld it up. Weld up the other side. That sounds like a good plan. And next weekend, I can possibly do. I can possibly work on the hood and on the grill. All right, let me start. Let me start packing up so I can get out of here. That's how good. That's our foot piece. So these three pieces will come together and complete the rocker panel build for restoration. Home sweet home. Home. This is really freezing. No way. Should go 360. That's pretty cool. When you 360 can move it. Yes, I'm going for tea. Are you joining me? Are you gonna join me for tea? All right, so that's it for today. Today was a good day. I made some good leeway on the project. Let's go, Emery. I'll be back maybe tomorrow or throughout the week or on the weekend. If I maybe come once or twice during the week, look at it, let's go. Clean the car. Take that, brother man. Emery, what are you doing? Get in your bag. Get your bag. Yeah, if I show up once or twice in the week, I should be able to finish this up next weekend. So what we got so far? Let's see. All right, so yesterday I completed one of the doors, inner and outer replacement, also alignment too, because I had to change the hinge. Well, not change the hinge, but I had to change the inner reinforcement that the hinge was actually riveted on. And was it yesterday? Right, yesterday I also removed that rotten piece, installed a new piece, also the piece on the inside. And today I installed that piece. I got it today at what time? I think midday, about. Also, I removed the rotten pieces on that side. Also formed all three pieces. They're inside there. So maybe during the week I might pop in and stack them up in place. Maybe I might weld them out after hours. And as the hood, somebody started the repairs. Wasn't me. Because if it were me, I would not weld it here. I would go all the way at the top and fold it. So we have one complete piece. Right? One complete piece. I'd go all the way to here, most likely. And then go up so I can get rid of that corroded piece. But that's what somebody did. I have to rectify it. Same thing for that side. And then we have the grill. The owner wants this hole condemned. We have some corrosion here. We have some corrosion here, some pitting. So I think I might just condemn this hole. Maybe just replace that whole piece and condemn the hole at the same time. We have some pitting here also. Right, you can see the daylight through it. Fix that up. Do the same thing here. And we have to cut out the grill area. He wants to put some kind of mesh or expanded metal. Yo, put your things in the car, let's go. Got them fellas. Karen, what are you doing? Put that in the car first to go gas. I leave you all down, you know. Hey. Now they want to rush. I forgot something. The car open. We'll talk about it later. Your mother at work, remember? I have kids, they say. It'll be fun, they say. Now he wants to go to the movies. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out my other videos on the channel. That channel, you'll see a lot of the behind the scenes without the glitter and all the glamour. What we really do in welding and fabrication. All right, later. What? What you say there? You is a car battery? I have no idea what you mean. Put your things in the car. What y'all doing? Oi, pass through that door over there. It's safe for the first time. Chano star. And make sure you close the door. Yeah, I could talk to kids about 100 times. So I was saying, yeah. Me is a structural steel welder. Okay, nice. What are you certified in? Stick, MIG, flux core? I tell him close the blood clot door. I tell him close the door, you know. Leave the door open. Come on, come on, come on. Originally, structural steel. Most likely, your certification would be in stick welding and flux for dual shield, right? And if you're doing iron working, then it would be self-shielding flux core. Am I right or am I right? I think I'm right. All right. All right, folks. Well, see you guys next time. Maybe tomorrow, maybe on the weekend.